Subscribe my channel to watch more videos and hit bell icon. Please, the cursed heirloom Lena had never met her grandmother. All she knew about the woman came from whispered stories of strange rituals and a distant family history no one wanted to discuss. So, when she inherited an antique mirror from her grandmother's estate, Lena found herself both curious and uneasy. The mirror was large, framed in tarnished silver, its glass clouded by age. Something about it felt wrong, but she couldn't explain why. She placed the mirror in her bedroom, facing her bed. That night, strange things began to happen. At first, it was subtle. The room would feel colder when she approached the mirror, and when she glanced at it from the corner of her eye, the reflection seemed off. One night, as Lena was drifting off to sleep, she heard a faint whisper. Her eyes flew open, scanning the dark room. There was nothing there, but when she looked at the mirror, her reflection seemed to be moving. She blinked hard, convinced it was just her imagination. But the figure in the mirror did not blink back. Heart pounding, Lena slowly sat up. She stared into the mirror, the glass now impossibly clear. Her reflection stood still, watching her with a twisted smile. Terrified, she backed away from the bed, but her reflection did not move. The whispering grew louder, the words unintelligible but filled with malice. Lena scrambled out of her room and slammed the door shut behind her. The next morning, the mirror seemed normal again, its glass foggy as before. Lena convinced herself it was just a bad dream, though deep down, she knew something wasn't right. That night, she covered the mirror with a sheet, hoping that would keep whatever was inside at bay. But the whispers returned, louder than ever. Lena woke to the sound of tapping, soft, rhythmic, coming from behind the sheet. Her heart raced as she stared at the covered mirror, the tapping growing more insistent. She forced herself to stay in bed, paralyzed by fear. Then, slowly, the sheet began to slide down on its own. A gust of icy wind filled the room as the mirror was fully exposed. This time, there were more figures, ghostly shapes twisted and writhed behind the glass, their faces hollow and eyes filled with darkness. They stared at her, reaching out from the depths of the mirror. Lena tried to scream, but no sound escaped her throat. The figures clawed at the inside of the glass, as though desperate to escape. Suddenly, one of them broke free. A skeletal hand reached out, its fingers impossibly long and black as night. Lena leapt from her bed and bolted from the room, her breath ragged with terror. She slammed the door behind her, hearing the scraping of nails against wood from the other side. The next morning, she called a friend, explaining the horrors of the night before. They returned to the house together, armed with tools to destroy the mirror. But when they entered the bedroom, it was empty. The mirror was gone, and so was Lena's reflection. In the end, Lena's attempts to destroy the cursed mirror were futile. The ghosts from within had fully emerged, filling her home with a suffocating darkness. As she tried to escape, the mirror's pull became too strong. One by one, the ghostly figures surrounded her, their skeletal hands reaching for her. In a final, chilling moment, Lena was dragged into the mirror's glass, her terrified face vanishing into its depths. The house fell silent, and when her friend returned with help, all that remained was the mirror, now completely intact, reflecting nothing but shadows. Lena's reflection was gone, and the cursed heirloom awaited its next victim.